don't see an alternative to the blast furnace. So whether the input change is going to make a difference for them, because their investments have not gone for the DRI route, the big players. And where you have the DRI route, what was talked about in the morning, whether electric arc furnace link can be encouraged. So we'd like to get your inputs.
Thank you for being here. Very nice to be back in India. The change or the transformation to big steel production, especially for the integrated steel maker, have a big problem replacing the blast furnace, because the blast furnace in the past for the aggregate who could take, let's say, low quality iron ore sources. And unfortunately, this is a majority which is available on the world. So we have around 60-70% of sinter fines in the iron content. I would say around 62% in average, but it's decreasing, slowly decreasing over the decades, especially when we look to Asia, Korea, China, Japan. We already see that they have to operate below 60% Fe content in the fines. So if they change to direct reduction, then we have a problem afterwards in smelting this, I call it low quality DRI. So we as a plant builder, we have to look for, we have to develop new technologies focusing on this topic to smelt or melt down and finally reduce low quality DRI. So there are different approaches in the industry at the moment. It's a so-called electric smelting furnace. Some people also call it submerged arc furnace, but in our opinion it will not be a submerged arc furnace. It will be an intermediate step between the conventional electric arc furnace and the submerged arc furnace. But this is our focus at the moment, to develop such an aggregate. But one thing is clear, the cost for hot metal production will increase. We can not see the same productivity levels as we had in the blast furnace. So there will be a change which have to be adopted by the steel industry. And finally, unfortunately, we believe that the prices for steel will go up by taking this measure.
Right, thank you so much. You have well pointed out. As
The kind of investment you all have to be mentally geared for, and slowly, sort of in your balance sheets, you have to be ready with it. The moment technology is available, you move towards it. Now I will direct my question to Mr. Sharma, who is known expert in the production engineering. And what we see as the financial health of the company in which he is working, GSPL, much has gone or supported by his efficiency in the production and sort of building up the margins for the company, and that has sort of paved the way for the success even during the bad COVID times or lockdown. Now, what I would like to know, that you are the only company who has used the syngas successfully. The policy makers have disrupted this technology by cancelling the coal mine and then again coming back and realizing the mistake, and then again going back on the syngas potential. So in the sense, you have gone through this up and down cycle of usage of syngas, and you have been the main advocate for usage of syngas. So I'd like to understand from you how this DRI small players can think about it by shift over to the syngas and bring down, because they are the major contributor to the carbon dioxide emission.
Namaskar, madam. Thank you very much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen here. So thank you, madam, for your nice introduction and kind words. So I'd like to tell two things here. One is survival, the other is sustainable. Survive with sustainability, or just work for sustainability and do not survive. So we have to find a right balance in between two. Each country has its own merits and demerits. Today, the whole Europe is struggling with the shortage of energy because of war. Europe being a very developed technology house, R&D, research and development. I mean, in last 20 years, I think they missed a big opportunity, and that opportunity was they never thought how to mitigate the risk of no gas availability from Russia or from Iran or from any other country. They must be working, the think tank must be working, EU must be working, but today they are still dependent on natural gas from Russia, and they are likely to be in times to come. And if not Russia, then maybe from Europe or from Qatar or from elsewhere. When Europe can eliminate import of natural gas, that will be the right day for the entire world to look into the alternate sources of energy. Thanks to Indian government, thanks to Indian Prime Minister, who has not allowed in last 1.5 years even 1 hour of blackout in this country. No matter whether he has to transport, he means the government has to transport 500 rakes per day of coal to different part of the country, but we didn't face any electricity shortage. Now they're coming back on survival and sustain. So whose responsibility ultimately it is? We are sitting here, the air condition is at 18 degrees centigrade. Is it the right way to run the air conditioner in this hotel? Why not at 24 degrees? Why do we cool our houses to 18 degrees and then sleep in the blankets? That I do not understand. Why all of the cities, malls, hospitals, schools, offices, corporate offices in Gurgaon, Noida, Delhi, they leave their light lit on throughout the night. And they feel that our building will look very better, best. People can make out at which building it is. But they are consuming electricity 24 hours a day. The survival depends upon the people. We have to conserve, reserve and preserve electricity. We have to reduce consumptions from our houses. Why do we have to have bigger cars, 2 cars, 3 cars? Why? Why do we need to have a bigger refrigerator in this country, in India, where the green vegetables, the fresh vegetables, the fruits, the milk, the paneer, everything is available today on call. In 10 minutes, it comes to your house. The problem lies with the people. Now coming back to the steel industry, 12% the culprit, I would say culprit, the CO2 emitter is steel. What about the balance 88%? What are they doing, 88% people in the country? The 88% industry of this country will have to look how can they reduce the CO2 emission. And this is where the renewable sources come into picture. This is where the solar system comes into picture. These 88% emitters, they should utilize the electricity through solar. The fuel is hydrogen, not the steel industry alone. Steel industry will come at last because the country and the world still needs steel. The next point is, by 2070, Government of India has taken a pledge that we will make country as carbon neutral. It is 2 generations, 48 years. We should not forget that. So first 24 years, let us keep on watching what is happening in the world. Let us keep on evaluating which technology is available in the world. And the last 24 years, we should implement it. Now coming back on the next point, what Madam asked me, syngas. The syngas is the only answer to survive for the Indian industry. There is no natural gas available. Hydrogen at $4 per kg, rightly said by my colleague, the steel price will go up if we start using today. So we have to see when the hydrogen is to be implemented in this country. Coming back on major steel plants versus the smaller plants. The SEMA's, the members, they 90% are smaller steel plants. What they have to do? I visited Venezuela once upon a time, and I found that 200,000 tons of small DRI plants supplied by HOL. And this was in series more than 10 plants were supplied. Then about 20 years back, I saw in America, and they have supplied plants with 400,000 tons of capacity, that is 5 meters, 4.8 meters diameter. I think the time has come for the SEMA members and for those who are using directly coal into SRN kilns to convert coal into syngas and use smaller plants of 200,000 tons per year to 400,000 tons per year and make DRI through coal gasification route, that is syngas. That is the time. Mr. Goody, there is a great opportunity for you and for Primetal and also for the company like VI, company like HYL and the other technology suppliers to supply 200,000 tons to 400,000 tons of DRI plants based on syngas to this country. Syngas, from coal to syngas and syngas to DRI is the most convenient route for this nation. I'm thankful to Ministry of Steel, I'm thankful to Ministry of Coal, those who appreciated this thing in last 3-4 years time, and they came out with a policy. The country will produce, will convert at least 100 million ton coal into gas, that is syngas. This is a wonderful achievement and wonderful declaration, which is already in force. Last budget, Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman, our Honorable Finance Minister, she has already declared it and it is implemented now. We need more coal gasification units in this country. And then we should see how to do the CCS, carbon capturing from these plants, and where to utilize this CO2. We in JINDAL Steel, we are capturing 2,000 ton carbon CO2, that is carbon dioxide, every day. But unfortunately, we are unable to utilize it because we do not have the technology where to use it and how to use it. And then we again are able to sky. This is very, very unfortunate. So my suggestion, madam, to you and to all of the participants here, that the solution is smaller plants because gas will not be available. We should all make DRI plants which are capable of using hydrogen in times to come. I was discussing with Mr. Goody therefore yesterday, and he told no problem, I can change, I can switch over to hydrogen whenever the hydrogen is available. So for the steel industry, the blast furnaces are a curse. We should stop blast furnaces in the next 20 years time, or maybe in 25 years time. By 2047, all these blast furnaces should be stopped. We should implement more and more DRI plants in this country. And these DRI plants should be switched over from existing syngas to hydrogen by 2047, the 100th year of our independence. And then we will definitely become the carbon neutral country by 2070. This is what I feel. So the answer in 2 sentences. 1, all major steel mills and the small steel mills keep on putting more and more DRI plants. All these DRI plants from the day one should have a flexibility to use 100% hydrogen. All these plants should be based on today syngas, that is coal to syngas. Then we can conquer this particular marathon, how to reduce and how to decarbonize steel in the world. Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Hello. Thank you so much, Mr. Sharma, coming from ground, somebody who has walked the path and just not the theory part of it. So 3 stages, he has brought it down very well, that new investments, whether by the large players or small players, has to be DRI route. That is the future and has to be crystal clear in the mind of the investors. Number 2, what he is talking about is a cluster approach for the syngas of a smaller case, where you convert coal into syngas and move ahead with it. That is the immediate thing. And third, where the ball is in the court of Mr. Goody, so that he comes up with a technology that from this stage you are able to graduate to the next step immediately when you get an alternative of coal. So I think you have laid out the path very well. I'd like to go to Mr. Goyal, right, who is again an experienced person completely. He is Managing Director of Kalyani Steel in Pune, and also Chairman of Sarhona Advanced Materials Private Limited. They are the big suppliers to the specialized steel and the auto sector when we are doing it. So you seems to have done a lot of work on using renewable energy as well as green hydrogen gas. So you are another person who has worked on ground. So your success, failures, and how SEMA members can gear themselves up and prepare themselves for the same. So that's my request, that kindly deliberate on this.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much. What Mr. Sharma has rightly said, there are two parts. One is more and more production eventually has to happen through DRI, and then it has to be melted in electric arc furnace. As he has rightly said, that in blast furnace there is very limited scope to reduce carbon dioxide, as at most what is possible in that from the Pwers you can inject hydrogen in place of the PCI. Now in the short term, there are a lot of hanging fruits that can be utilized. In India, almost 55% production is from electric arc furnace and from DRI by induction furnaces. Almost 22 to 25 million ton of steel scrap is available. Some 6 to 7 million ton is imported. So this part is getting melted, a major portion of it in electric arc furnace. Now, if in place of fossil fuel energy, like from thermal power plants, whatever electricity we are using, if it can be converted into RE, then by using that RE energy, solar power, wind power, melting scrap, we will be able to produce green steel where almost not more than 140-150 kg of carbon dioxide is produced per ton of steel. Just to demonstrate,